Hi everybody, this is Miss Peachy from your WCA homeroom class, and I'm just making a short video tutorial to help you to navigate the new course you have to do, the academic and career planning course that kind of popped up on your to-do list last week. So first thing is, the first question I would have for you is that do you still have a letter that you received in the mail that tells you your username and password for class link? If you do, you will need that username and password today. If you do not, or you have misplaced it, then please email me and I will send you your username and password in an email, okay? So I'll be able to give that to you if you don't already have it, but you absolutely do need it to be able to do your academic and career planning. So, the first thing you're going to need to do is go to the virtual library, which I'm here in the virtual library right now, and you're going to navigate down to My School Wisconsin, okay? And the very first link is Academic and Career Planning Courses. Now you're going to select your grade level. Most of my homeroom students are grades 10 and 11, so whichever one applies to you. I'm just going to go ahead and select grade 11. And then you'll notice that there are 7 lessons you need to complete. So each lesson is a PDF that will open up, and you'll have to open that up. And that will explain step by step what you need to do for this lesson. Lesson 1 has you first log into ClassLink, and then go to the Zello icon, which we'll do in a minute. And then it asks you to get started on what's called Matchmaker. So let me first kind of show you how to get into ClassLink. When you click this button, if you have already logged into ClassLink, which I have, ClassLink looks like this. But if I log out, it'll actually look like this. It'll give you a login screen. And this is where you use that username and password that you were given in your letter. So if you don't have it, like I said, make sure you email me or give me a call, and I'll give that to you, and you can sign in. Just a word of caution from what I've been told is if I give you the username and password in an email, you actually have to type it into ClassLink for some reason. If you just copy and paste it, it won't work. So if you're having some problems, if you've been trying to copy and paste, just try typing it in and making sure that that's not the issue. So once we sign into ClassLink, you'll see a dashboard like this. And it just has a bunch of icons on it. Now mine, I make my screen really, really big because I don't like to strain my eyes. So it's probably going to look more like this. And one of those icons is Zello. And Zello is what you're going to need to do or to use to complete your lessons. If I go back to that PDF that I opened before, which is somewhere. Well, you may just have to open it a second time because I can't find it for some reason. Maybe I closed it. If I go back to the PDF that I opened before, it says go to Zello. It says here, click on the Zello icon, right? Which is what I'm going to do next. And because I'm a teacher, I have a different Zello than you guys do. But I'm going to log in as a student so that you can see and kind of show you what you see, okay? So if I were a student, this is what it would look like. Now, according to that PDF, the very first thing you're going to do is click on the Getting Started button next to Matchmaker, read the directions, and then launch Matchmaker. I've already done Matchmaker, so I don't have a Getting Started button. It would look like this. But you're going to go ahead and click on this, and then you're going to launch Matchmaker. And Matchmaker just basically allows you to kind of explore different careers. This is done already, so it tells me which careers I kind of would match with. I match with an avionics technician, a botanist, a biological tech, a helicopter pilot. That'd be kind of cool. But it didn't ask me if I was afraid of heights, which obviously would kind of exclude that one as a career. But it kind of gives you some, options after you've completed that part. Yours will look, again, a little different because I've already completed Matchmaker. Then the second part says, after you do Matchmaker, you're going to go to the next phase by clicking on Start the Quiz button next to your personality style. So if I go back to kind of that home screen, that dashboard, the next thing is personality style. That's your next thing you're going to complete. And then once you're done with the personality style, the last thing you're going to be doing is complete phase 3 by clicking on Finish the Quiz button in the Complete the Mission section on the right side of the page. Now, I can't do that yet. That's locked because I haven't done the personality style. Once the personality style is done, this will come unlocked and I'll be done with my first lesson in Zello. Okay, so that's what you guys should have completed last week on the 8th of March when you started this. So if you haven't done that yet, you're a week behind. And that's okay because these are pretty short and pretty easy to catch up on. Once you're finished with lesson 1, you're obviously going to go to lesson 2. And so by tomorrow, which is the 15th of March, you guys should have completed lesson 2. Now at some point in here, you actually have things that get submitted to me through the Dropbox. And I do know that in lesson 5, for example, when you look at lesson 5, it says at the bottom here, on step 9, use the Dropbox in the lesson to submit your responses. Okay? So what that means is if you go to your course tree for this one, and I'm going to do that here in just a sec. Hang on a second. Just going to pull up a student course tree because I don't have access to this as a student since I'm not a student. But I should be able to see their course tree. I just don't want to pull up that student's name here, so give me a sec. So I go to lesson 5, which isn't until April 26th. Okay. Okay. So here's lesson 5. In lesson 5, you're going to see that there's, of course, you're going to do the lesson in Zello just like you normally would do. And then there's a Dropbox at the bottom that you'll submit the assessment here. And then that goes to my gradebook and I grade it, and that's where you're going to get some points in the gradebook. When you look at the gradebook, it'll probably say you have like either 3 or 4 lessons to complete in your academic and career planning course. Or at least 3 or 4 different assessments. That's what these Dropbox items are going to be, okay? The last thing that I was told is that here you see that you need to access something called Career Cruising. And if you click on this link, it unfortunately takes you to a login screen that you can't log into. So one of the things that we troubleshooted today was that if you are trying to access that Career Cruising site, that if you click on this little face in the upper right corner, while you're logged into Zello, you should be able to have a link for Career Cruising right there. Okay, and that doesn't do anything for me. I'm sorry. That's searching the results. That's why. So I was told it does not show up for me here, so I'm not sure if that's something different depending on if you're a student logged into a student account versus me logging into a demo account. But I was told that if you click on this little smiley face, that's how you're going to access Career Cruising, okay? Because you can't access it through the lesson. Alright, so hopefully that clears up the muddy waters just a little bit anyways, and you'll know how to get into the lessons, how to get into Zello to complete the lessons, and then where the Dropbox items go. Again, if you don't have your username and password, please email me right away so that I can get that to you as soon as possible. Okay, so hopefully that all makes sense to you guys. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Trying to figure out